Hello, Creative Gems. Welcome back to Creativity. And if you're new to my channel, I'm so glad you're here. So today I have a whole bunch of things that I collected during the years, including this old cabinet doorknob that we are going to beautify. And of course, I have a whole pile of jar lids, tin container lids, shampoo bottle lids, and such. I'm going to show you how you can just use the things around your house you didn't even realize you had and turn them into beautiful pieces that you can showcase in your home. By the time we're done, you're going to be amazed, and so will your family and friends when they see what you were able to make with these ordinary household items that you probably would have otherwise thrown away. And by the way, today's home decor theme is going to be tall vases and apothecary style jars. And for each one that we'll be making, they will come with its own custom made one of a kind lid. So let's begin. First up, we're going to take this translucent plastic cover, and you can see that I'm giving it a golden makeover. I'll go ahead and use my paint pen to paint the entire outside of the cover metallic gold. And of course, acrylic paint or spray paint will also do. And now you can see this is a metallic gold, and you would never guess that it's actually plastic. In fact, it actually looks quite metallic, which will be perfect because we're going to use the same color paint pen to give this cabinet doorknob a makeover as well. This doorknob has definitely seen better days. You can tell it used to be a bronze color that was then painted white, but the paint has worn off and much of it is chipped away. But we're going to fix that up very quickly. In fact, you can see that I didn't even bother trying to remove the layer of white paint that was left on the doorknob. And once we're done painting the doorknob, we'll apply some strong adhesive to the end where you would normally screw a nail into. Either E6000 or in my case, Fix-All will work well to help adhere the doorknob to the painted plastic lid. Now, you're probably used to seeing me with my hot glue gun, but this time I purposely avoided using hot glue because it doesn't bond metal to plastic very well, and I really wanted to make sure that the knob would stay put. Now, I have left this lid a few hours to let the fix-all to cure, and now I'm going to go back in and cover the glue marks. For that, we'll hot glue a short string of gold beaded necklace all around to cover the glue marks. Here's what the lid looks like so far. And now I'm going to adhere another string of gold beaded necklace around the circumference of the plastic lid as well. Adding this step just gives the lid a more finished and polished look. And here's the final look for our first glamified lid. Looks pretty legit, don't you think? And with our first lid done, we'll set it aside for a second so we can work on building our first tall vase. This white ceramic candle holder from the Dollar Tree will help give our vase some height. And to tie the design together, we'll just add a string of gold beaded necklace around the neck as well. And now for the actual vase. I found this recently at the Dollar Tree. It's an off-white tall narrow vase with a vertical rib design. And it's a perfect size to stand on top of the white candle holder. You can either hot glue the vase to the candle holder for a more secure hold, or leave it as is in case you want to switch up your vases and jars. And here's the lid we made earlier, which sits perfectly on top of the vase. How easy was that? This vase actually stands 14.5 inches tall. Drop me a comment down below and let me know what you think of this first vase we made. Now, for our second piece, I'm starting out with this green plastic peanut butter jar lid, and once again, we'll paint it. And this time, I painted it a metallic silver. I think this looks absolutely stunning for a plastic jar lid that started out green. And for the underside, I'm going to go back in with some black paint just so that we don't have any green color peeking out. With the peanut butter lid painted now, I'm going to take some leftover silver ornament balls from Christmas and remove the caps off them. You'll notice I have two different sizes, one medium size and a couple of the smaller sizes. We'll need to snip off the tips from each and make the hole where the tip used to be as flat as possible. We don't want any ridges because we'll need to glue the balls together in a straight line. And to adhere the balls together, a little bit of hot glue is all we need. And while we work on that, I would like to take a moment to thank you for tuning in to today's craft project. If you enjoy glam home decor and DIY crafts on a budget, please hit that subscribe button to help me grow my channel. And if you like what you see today, please give me a thumbs up as well. Your support will really help me continue providing you with more amazing and creative craft tutorials. And the best part is, subscribing and giving me a thumbs up is absolutely free, but will make a world of difference to me and my channel. Here I have stacked two small size ornament balls on top of a larger one, which is hot glued to the peanut butter jar lid we painted earlier. Each ball is separated by a string of silver beaded necklace to cover the seams and any glue residue. Doing this will give our piece a much more finished and polished look. And if you're still with me, comment down below with the words fancy lid so I know you visited. Once we're done with the lid, we can proceed to build out the rest of the Apothecary jar. This one is going to have a silver base, so I have chosen this candle holder from the Dollar Tree. On top of the candle holder, we're going to place one of these skinny tall acrylic jars. This one measures 3¼ inches by 11 inches. And what I really like about these acrylic jars is they're actually pretty good quality. They're actually pretty thick, but still very lightweight. And of course, they're see-through, so they look almost like glass, except they will be much harder to break. And the best part is these were also found at the Dollar Tree. Before we set the acrylic jar on top of the candle holder, I'm going to apply a strip of metallic silver washi tape. Now, you can choose to apply the washi tape anywhere on the jar. It's really up to you what design you want. For mine, I'm going to place it right at the base of the jar. And in fact, if you don't have any washi tape, you can use any ribbon you would like. And one suggestion is to try and match the ribbon color to the candle holder. So for instance, since my candle holder is silver, I would choose a silver ribbon. And if you don't have any ribbon, you could try paint or even silver leaf. In fact, leave me a comment down below and let me know if any of you crafters out there have tried silver leaf or gold leafing before. I would be curious what you might have silver leafed or gold leafed before, and if this video reaches 1,000 likes, I'll go ahead and show you how easy it is in an upcoming video. And with that said, here's our very tall silver Apothecary jar with a custom made lid that really gives this jar a regal look. I'll also need some suggestions on what to store inside. Maybe some chopsticks or straws perhaps. Let me know what you think. And speaking of regal, I'm going to go ahead and make a matching one in gold. Here's a short tin container I found in my stash, and I stacked some gold Christmas ornament balls onto the center just like the silver one. And I'm also applying gold beaded necklace to cover the seams where some of the glue is showing. This third jar is going to have a very similar design as the silver one, but the lid is gold and the washi tape that I will apply onto the jar will also be gold. In fact, comment down below and let me know whether you prefer silver decor in your home or whether you prefer gold decor. And here's what the gold Apothecary jar looks like. I honestly can't decide which one I like better, so I'm glad I made one of each. And I'll show you a bit later what they look like standing side by side. I'm pretty sure they're going to look beautiful together as a set. With that said, let's move on to our next Apothecary jar. We're going to start by taking one of these plastic wine glasses to make the lid. What we'll need is to take apart the wine glass because we'll need the silver base to make our lid. And all you need to do is pull the base gently and it will come right off. Then we're going to use a tiny bit of hot glue to adhere a silver crystal doorknob right at the stem. Then, as usual, we'll want to hide any seams by applying a short strand of this beautiful silver beaded necklace. And if you're still with me, drop me a comment down below with the words "fancy lid" so I know you visited today. And here's what our lid looks like. Pretty neat how it's made from a plastic wine glass, don't you think? I have another silver candle holder from the Dollar Tree, and right on top of it, we'll set one of these plastic jars to it. This jar is also from the Dollar Tree and comes in two different sizes. This one is the more narrow version, and the vertical ribbing design gives this jar a bit of extra visual interest. And on top of the jar, right at the opening, we can set our newly made lid. Look at that, it sits perfectly at the top. And now for our fifth Apothecary jar. For this last jar, we're actually going to make two different lid designs. For the first lid design, we're actually going to take the plastic lid off this jar I found at the Dollar Tree. We're going to give it a brand new look and then set it on top of a large acrylic canister, also from the Dollar Tree. For this lid, it comes with a short knob, but we're going to poke a hole through the knob. Now, normally I would pull out my soldering iron, but I'm feeling pretty lazy today, so we're just going to use the tip of our hot glue gun to poke the hole. If you're going to use your hot glue gun, make sure the glue gun gets hot enough because the knob on this plastic lid is pretty thick. And now that we have our hole, we're going to take one of these beautiful crystal ornament pieces and insert the stem of one of these into the hole. These are actually acrylic, but if you have glass ones, they'll work just as well. And by the way, if you're wondering where I got these crystal hanging ornament pieces, I'll leave a link in the description box in case you want to buy some for your own crafts. Look how pretty this lid is now, but we're not done yet. I want to embellish it further with some of these clear flat back gems. I'll follow the diamond pattern on the lid and use a tiny bit of hot glue to adhere the pieces to the lid. If you're still with me, drop me a comment with the words "fancy lid" and let me know if you ever keep your old jar lids and shampoo bottle caps and container covers to craft with. As you can see, they make very easy and affordable ways to glamify your home decor. And here's what the lid looks like now. I love how long the knob is now with the crystal hanging ornament piece we added, and I'll show you shortly what it does to the jar we're going to sit it on. But before I do that, let's go ahead and make our second lid. Here I have taken a tin lid. I actually don't recall where it's from, but I'm pretty sure it's from some kind of jar I had in the pantry. I have already gone ahead to paint the lid white, and then along the sides of the lid you can see I'm gluing the same gem pieces that we used earlier. And I know some of you are going to ask about what I'm using to pick up the gems. It's a gem picker tool to help me pick up the small gem pieces faster so I don't have to fumble around using my clumsy fingers to try and pick up the small gems and position them onto the lid. This gem picker tool, in fact, has been a lifesaver for me since, as many of you may know, I love bling, so I tend to use a lot of gem pieces to bling out and glam up my home decor crafts. Now, with all the gem pieces applied, I have cut a piece of this metallic silver placemat and we're going to glue it onto the top of the lid. And by the way, some of you may recognize this placemat because it's also from the Dollar Tree, and it also comes in a very pretty gold color as well. And this placemat has a web-like design that will give our lid a unique look. To adhere it to the lid, I'm using some clear tacky glue. The tacky glue doesn't dry as quickly as the hot glue does, but it still dries fairly quickly while still allowing me enough time to reposition the placemat if I need to. Now I'm going to go back in to line the outer edges with a string of silver beaded necklace. Next, we're going to take a small, round, clear plastic bowl, and once again, we'll poke a hole through the center of the bowl from the bottom using our hot glue gun. And then we'll insert another one of those beautiful crystal hanging ornaments through the hole. And to give a bit more visual interest to the lid, I'm also going to apply some clear round gem stickers all along the outer rim of the bowl. And now we're going to place this plastic bowl right on top of the tin lid we embellished earlier. And now finally, our second lid design for our last apothecary jar is complete. We'll place the two lid designs aside for a moment while we get our last jar. As mentioned earlier, these clear acrylic jars are from the Dollar Tree, and this time we will select a shorter, wider jar. But before we place the lids on top of this jar, we're going to embellish the jar with a single strip of this wide silver ribbon. This ribbon is 3.3 inches wide and will be perfect for our jar. As I'm measuring out this ribbon to wrap around our jar, I'm noticing how thin the ribbon is. So rather than using glue to adhere the ribbon to the jar, I'm going to opt for regular old Scotch tape. The Scotch tape is just as thin, and when we apply it, it will go on clear so no one will even see the tape. And that way we won't have to mess around with any glue marks, especially if we use hot glue. It would likely leave unsightly clumps, which will not look good underneath this very thin ribbon material. And to finish the design for this jar, I'll add a thin strip of the silver rhinestone ribbon. Only 3 rows along the top and 3 rows along the bottom border of the silver ribbon. And the great thing about this ribbon is that it is self-adhesive, so we won't need any glue at all. And the rhinestone ribbon is also flexible and can be cut to size, so it will fit exactly the shape of our jar. Now we'll go ahead and place a jar on top of this glass candle holder. And here's our first lid we designed for this jar. And now for the second lid. I can't even decide which one I like better. What do you guys think? Final look of all the apothecary jars and vases we made today along with their matching lids. Let me know which one is your favorite. And I'm open to any suggestions on what you think I should store in these jars and vases. In the meantime, stick around and check out my other apothecary jar designs from the last couple years, as well as my other Glam home decor pieces.